So when you're talking about power chords are literally you're playing a fifth.
Yeah.
In musical terms, that's a fifth. And and when you play multiple power chords, those are parallel fifths, which in classical music, in formal musical settings, that's one of the first rules. Like if you're a composition major, like a musical composition major in school, that's like practically the first thing you learn is you do not do two fifths in a row. And that's one of the reasons that our listeners have never heard of sacred harp singing is because it was very, very frowned upon, uh, because it was disobeying the rules of harmony. Uh, uh, Prominent among those is parallel octaves, parallel fifths, that kind of stuff. And and from the beginning, it was, the earliest American composer, William Billings. He said that he was disinclined to follow the rules of man when it came to writing harmony, but instead would follow the rules of nature, just what sounded right to him. And and it wound up, it was very popular, but among the sort of educated European sort of people who are looking to Europe for their um, for the norms, musical norms, it was just really, really looked down upon and considered to be hopelessly old-fashioned by the early 1800s. And that persisted, and I mean so much so that you had guys like Lowell Mason, who was sort of a pioneer in bringing musical education to public schools and so on, and was I mean, great composer, but he hated shape notes and hated this type of stuff, and as a result of that, it stopped being taught, and was really discouraged.